Before getting into today's episode, we'd like to thank Mac Performance PT for sponsoring the Walk On Pod. For more on their services and contact information, click the link in our Instagram bio where you will be led to their website. Mac Performance PT, helping Sacramento athletes live life without limits. Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. I am Luke Abdalovich, and of course, I'm joined by Jared Waters and James Tommy Ball. Fellas, welcome back. Welcome back to the pod. We're here after a really fun episode last week with our Man from True to Life podcast. I felt like that was a really good convo. But back to us three. You guys look mad excited to be here, so thank you.
I'm back to life. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, he's just rubbing it in. I was literally before we got on. I was researching barbers out here because I need to cut bad.
I'm back to life.
So good for you, man.
Would love a cut. Love a cut right now.
I told my barber. I told her. I said, when I wake up, last couple of days, I could just feel that I was hurting. Like I didn't have to look in a mirror, and I knew I was hurting.
We went to the grocery store the other day. It was like three of us, and I put a hat on, and they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Bro, I need to cut." Like that's why I'm wearing a hat. Usually, I don't wear a hat if it's just like a everyday activity thing. Like if I'm going somewhere that's like I'm wearing a normal outfit, I'll wear a hat. But it's like just to the grocery store. What are you wearing a cap for? And it's like, bro, I need to cut. Just covering it up
out there.
But hey,
I can't wear hats.
Hey, it was an acquired taste, but nobody's here to listen to our haircut problems. They're here to listen to our scouting report, start and sits for the week. I'm excited to see what you guys got for us this week. Jared, do you want to go ahead and start us off, and we'll go from there?
This is very, how to say this. This is happening as live as we're recording. My start this week. Beyond tonight, but my start this week is Keontae George is hooping right now.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see because he was drafted middle of the first round or late lottery and, went to a team that was kind of in between. But I think those guys are always the guys that end up being the steals,
really
right? I think he was 13 or 14. So that's the Devin Booker, the Donovan Mitchell, the Bam Adebayo, dude can really shoot, and he's facilitating out there. And it looks like, at least how they're playing tonight, they're playing him and Clarkson are just essentially they're playing two shooting guards.
Yep.
And they're just the Suns can't do anything with them. It's kind of funny to watch. But yeah, Keontae George, he caught some heat because he was injured during the college season, so he fell a little lower. And I think I want to see him keep killing. That's my
I like that pick, Jared.
I like
went
that.
Went to a Jazz game a couple weeks ago, and he looked good.
Yeah,
he looked good out there.
I liked him a lot. I liked him a lot coming into the draft too. I felt like you were saying, he was getting knocked for his injury and everything. But if you watch his workouts and when you can watch a hooper and you can tell that they have that next gear that's going to make them successful at the next level. You could tell.
Yeah. And he just makes just makes the scoring look easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come off, pull up, lift fake, one dribble sidestep, pull three, transition three, catch and shoot, pop three. He just he can really shoot it. So it's there was so many guys in the draft this year that I think he is probably one of the better, if not the best shooter in the draft of that first round.
He definitely looks good. And I will say, to that point, they were talking about it tonight actually too. He hasn't really been shooting that well, but the confidence that he's playing with, I think it's also a nod to what they're doing in Utah, because they're rolling out this mid-round rookie that has been struggling a little bit from the field, and like you're saying, they're letting him rock. And tonight, you can see what he's really capable of, and he doesn't look shy from the moment at all. This is a nationally televised game against the Suns with Booker
on a Friday. Yeah, with Book back, bro. He was cooking Book. Oh my god.
And it's the in-season tournament stuff has actually heightened the play. I know we were talking about a few weeks ago, but you can tell some of these guys are taking it a lot more seriously than what we kind of anticipated. And so for early season games, it's pretty big. And he's coming out here not off some of his hottest performances and looks ready for the moment. So I think that's big too. That shows a lot.
The other thing I was gonna say about that too is we were hating on the in-season tournament thing just because of like understanding the dynamics of it. But the one thing I do like that I've seen is that they're very tactical with the days and the games, right?
Right.
Like Friday games, like those are a big deal. It's almost like Friday night football kind of type, you know what I mean? Friday Night Lights type stuff.
Yeah, that's actually a good
Yeah.
point. And it's like these are the games that are going to be on for like the people that go to like Buffalo Wild Wings and are having a meal that like, oh, it's an in-season
Bro,
tournament game.
my barber was literally like she doesn't even watch basketball, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to go to this Friendsgiving later, and they're like gonna be watching the Kings game." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
But like that
No,
was that's
I will
cool.
say, I think there's definitely a push in the league for it. Like you can tell, like even in like the media's putting out all the interview questions about it and everything, and like you can tell
Yeah.
the players are like, "Oh yeah, we're bought in. Like you want to win the money and the prize and all that." So like, there's clearly a push, but I think it's working. But that's a little bit off track.
I actually really like it.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. The courts are like whatever, kind of hurt my eyes, but it definitely like makes it just like I get what they're doing by it. It's like something different. It's like this game is something different.
Yeah, to
Like
that
when you turn the
point, like
TV on and you see the court.
exactly. If it's an average
And
viewer, like if it's someone that doesn't know it's an in-season
yeah,
tournament game, they see it, they know something's going on.
Yeah.
and I've said this before on recording, but I think the games are gonna be really interesting and high level when they're in Vegas in the single elimination. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing. I know now we're definitely off track, but this is kind of why we wanted to do it this way. The point differential thing, it's actually changing
it's
the way
cool.
the games are played. They're running like
Yeah.
teams are looking to run the score up. Like even the Kings
Yeah.
game earlier, like the shot clock was off and they were pushing in transition, like to get
Yeah.
buckets. Like that's
Yeah,
and
well,
they were
As
up
they
like
should be,
7
man.
bonus yell at Herder the other like last week
for not shooting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it definitely changes things. But yeah, Jared, good pick, Keontae George. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah.
That is a
It's
good
a heady
pick.
play.
Yeah.
Tom, you want to go ahead and reel off what you got?
Yeah. I'm gonna start this guy. It's starting this week. I'm going out on a limb here because this guy's been injured and I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need this for my final fantasy push in another league, not in our league, Luke. I'm gonna start Devon Achane going forward. Back off the IR. It's got my team, the Raiders, this week. I hope that he don't beat the Raiders, but I wouldn't mind if he breaks off a big touchdown run. So I've got Devon Achane going forward, electrifying guy to start the season. Tough injury. I hope he bounces back well. I need it. I need it to happen, honestly.
So is it not Achan?
Is it Achane? I guess I just
Achan.
suck
I don't
with
know.
names
I
right
could
now.
be 100% incorrect. It's a good
Luke
one.
is a
I'm in the same
stickler
situation.
for pronunciations.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's Achane. I hope
Pronunciation.
Luke's right.
Pronunciations.
It's pronunciation. It's
Give me
crazy.
Devon Achane as my start for this week.
I'm in the same exact boat as you. I have him in my other league that's kind of on the back burner that I have a must win this week in terms of playoff matchups. So
I'm in
feel
first
that
place. I'm in first place, 7-3. I've got him and I've got hopefully Justin Jefferson coming back. So, would be a nice boost. Would be a nice boost to my roster.
This guy Josh Dobbs looks legit over there in Minnesota. I don't know.
He does.
They might just
He
be
does,
okay.
Man. They might be fine. I mean, that makes me sad because Kirk's probably done there now, but shout out to Kirk.
Love that guy.
Great guy.
No, I think that's a good play. I expect big things from the Dolphins this week, also coming off a bye week. I don't know how I feel about Tua with the braids. But that's
Tua has braids.
Yeah, he popped out.
I have not
braids
seen that.
It was an interesting bye week decision, but I don't know. You match that up with Travis Kelce going to Buenos Aires to the Taylor Swift concert.
Crazy.
Like the bye week activities have been crazy this week.
One of my girls that I trained told me that. I was like, "What do you mean he went to the concert?"
That's actually insane to me. This is middle of the season, and not to mention they play the Eagles this week on Monday night. Like, I feel like there should be a little bit more, attention in the bye week. But I guess that's what the bye week is for. So I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Luke, what you got for us, bro?
What do I got? I'm kind of mad because I have a start as well, and so that means we're all starting. I'm gonna start someone that we wrote off. I'm gonna start the Philadelphia 76ers. Tyrese Maxey is playing at an MVP level right now. And it's super dope to see, and they're winning games. And I mean, it might be pretty clear that the problem was James Harden, which we did touch
That
on.
seems to be the problem
To
everywhere.
nobody's
Yeah.
to nobody's surprise.
To nobody's surprise, but
They're
obviously
losing to the
emergence
Rockets
of-
right now.
I
The
mean,
Rockets
hey,
are
the
like
Rock-
weirdly good. We can
the
talk
Ime-
about
Clippers
that
are
later.
losing. You mean the
Ime is a-
Clippers?
They're losing to the Rockets right now. That's what I said.
I know,
Yeah.
but I was talking about the Sixers.
Yeah, well, we were bringing up James Harden. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
D-track.
No. But back to what I was saying about the Sixers. Obviously, the emergence of Maxey has been, integral to that too. But the thing that I think is really dope is you keep seeing, and again, like media can kind of push out whatever they want, and I'm not in, the Sixers media location, so I only get kind of like the outdrift stories, but. Like they keep talking about how positive everything is over there. They keep talking about how Maxey comes in like he's a rookie and like has this great energy and is pushing everybody to meet him at that level and stuff. And I just feel like that's super dope. Like especially from all the stories that we were hearing leading up to the season about what was going on in Philadelphia, and now that's what they got going on. I feel like that's a big switch that you don't see early, and from someone young like him that honestly was. Like showed us his potential, but was kind of taking a back seat to the other superstars on his team up to this point. So, I think they might actually be a force. It's going to be tough because the East is obviously star-studded, but I mean,
That's a good pick. The
They
other
look
thing they
pretty-
do is
I like that
the other thing
They
that
look
does is it
legit.
opens back up for Tobias, right? Like there's a reason why Tobias got a max contract when he did.
right?
And then he like just fell into the background. But that lets him, and they just bolstered like that deal really helped their whole team. Like just they
Yeah.
have an actual bench now,
Yeah,
like they have like guys like, and like after they lost Montrezl Harrell, not to say that he was gonna play a ton, but like now they have guys that can like really fill in there. Like Nick Batum is like, certified, and
Yeah.
they have a good squad over there.
they definitely have pieces, but yeah,
I
It
still
was,
think it's hard in the playoffs. I think that's going to be Joel is
Yeah.
like, if Joel has to be the best player in every
he has
series
to be
he
Jokic
plays.
essentially.
Yeah,
He has to be what Jokic was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's got to
I
be
don't
the
know
best
if
player
they-
in every series.
I just don't know if they beat Boston, but I guess they did go 7 last year with Boston with James, so they
Yeah,
look better. But Boston
think
also
it-
looks better.
I think it's isn't it? It's crazy. We talk about this sometimes in off pod probably, but like it's crazy what addition by subtraction does.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
crazy what it does. Like
James
what
is clearly a cancer. Like it's just
Yeah, not even taking like not even being negative on James. I mean, just like when you take one piece out, what it does to the other pieces. Like, what I mean? Like whether because James still was like a really good player for them last year, and like he did good things, but it's like they just didn't fit. Like it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like a James is not a good player or Joel Embiid's a
Right.
better player. It's just like, bro, that fit just didn't work. I mean, all the stuff he did off the court and all the other antics and stuff is like that's dumb. But like just purely basketball, like you wouldn't say he's a bad
Yeah.
player, but he just was a
No.
bad fit. And it's like crazy what it does to a team where guys are like, oh, like it's like that video of Terrence Mann when he saw him walk in and he's like,
He
oh,
was
like
sick.
he's
He was
sick.
he was
so
sick,
sick.
dude. He was sick.
like
That was like the first thing that everyone was
He
pointing out
was
to.
so
So
sick, dude. That was actually hilarious. He was so mad.
bro. I don't
Yeah.
know.
The thing
and
with James, man, is James just thinks that he's still 29.
He thinks he's
And-
Houston Rockets, James. You're right.
Yeah, and he's just not.
No.
If he just
He said-
plays the role he's supposed to be, like, you're not the system anymore, brother.
The
I'm
system,
sorry.
bro. I was just gonna say the system
The
memes were
system
my
comment
favorite
was-
over the last. Oh
He's
god,
not the
System comment was
system.
crazy. I saw someone put the red ring of death, Xbox 360. They said James Harden said he's the system, and they're like, this is the system.
It's over, bro.
That's
It's
so
over.
bad.
He's got to realize that he's older now. Father
But-
time comes for us all, man.
I just don't. But I don't even think he can. Like I just don't think he has any interest in playing any differently, though. That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
he's like he just doesn't like. He's like this is how I want to play. Like this is how I'm
It's
gonna
his-
play.
Bro,
he
to his
doesn't want to play
point-
like he was playing in OKC anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, but to that, like, I mean, what I guess you could say for like ring culture and everything, but like if he's done what he wants to do in his career, like, by all means, I'm not going to tell him he can't play a certain way. It's James Harden, who's
No,
a former
for
MVP.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and he still he averaged 17 11 last year. They're just
yeah,
like it's all the other stuff, and then just the way he does things, like it just doesn't contribute to winning. That's it. Like that's like the
Yeah.
reality. Like he doesn't do the things that it takes to win. Like, and even when he was 35 a game, like he didn't do the things that it takes to win, right? Because he didn't win.
yeah.
Right.
Another example of your addition by subtraction thing that's getting a lot of traction right now, which it just continues to circle and get traction, is Halliburton and Fox. Every single time one of them starts playing well, and they're both playing at an extremely elite level right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trade comes back up, but like look what happened for both of them and both teams pretty much.
It was a
Like
great
think
trade, man.
that's the only
It was a
time I've
great
ever seen
trade.
that happen, though.
it was a pure win-win. It was a pure
Yeah, I've
win-win, but it was
never
by
seen that
subtraction.
happen.
It was addition by subtraction, literally.
Yeah,
Like,
Fox needed him to be gone, and Halliburton needed to have his own team.
yeah, like and look what's
Yeah.
going on. They're both like they look insane. Like,
Yeah, I
Fox,
saw a stat.
it was
Oh, go ahead.
crazy.
I
was
saw
gonna
a
say
stat on
Fox looked
Twitter that the two so far through the season, the
Mhm.
two highest rated players, like PER, like player efficiency
Sabonis
rating,
and
Halliburton.
Halliburton. Yeah, it's
So
crazy.
funny.
That's pretty funny.
It's
Yeah,
crazy. Everyone's like, yes, this guy has to be the first win-win trade in NBA
ever,
history. Like,
ever. Yeah,
it's
no,
crazy.
ever. I've never seen anything like that before.
But I think that's also
It
why
was
the
such a good
debates just
trade, man.
yeah, I think that's why the debates keep coming up. It's because like the
Yeah.
integral parts of both of the sides of the trade like end up doing something big, and it's like, damn, maybe they won, but then it's like, oh nope, here goes the other side. Nope, maybe they won. It just keeps going back and forth, and it's pretty impressive, honestly, on both sides.
Do
Yeah.
we think it could have worked out in Sacramento? Like, could they both be elite together?
Not looking at how Halliburton plays
mean,
now.
I don't even think that's. I mean, no, to that point, because like obviously the usage is going to be different, but I just don't think they would have had the chance to shine like they are, because like the reason why Fox is able to, yes, his absence of
Yeah.
another guard that needs the ball in his hands, but because he gets to work off of an elite playmaking big like Sabonis, right?
Right.
And so like
Right.
it's, yes, we all like, I've watched Fox since he was drafted. Like, obviously, we've all seen what he's capable of, but like the team wasn't going to be in a position for him to be seen as a star player without the trade,
Mhm.
anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't
And the
matter how
same
talented
and the
he is.
same thing with Tyrese, right? Is like essentially the team that he's with in Indiana is just like he's just surrounded by shooters and athletes.
Mhm.
That's it. Like he's just literally has shooters and athletes. And Benedict is nice. So like and
Good.
he's like a peer
Very
too.
Yeah,
Like he's like a peer. I will come off, catch a shoot. I will like drive, like slash, like that kind of thing, you know.
yeah. No, I
So-
think it's pretty crazy. And then last little piece that popped in my head while we were talking there, when we were talking about the Clippers, there was a lot of rave about Russell Westbrook suggesting he comes off the bench, and I wanted to ask you guys, because I've floated onto Warriors Twitter because of my friends. A
Oh, I
lot of
know,
people
the
are
f-
calling for the Klay Thompson to step up and say
So
ask for the
dumb.
same thing. I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts on that.
Go ahead, Tom. You can go first. I'll go last.
I mean, Clay's not playing well. That's obvious. I don't really think he needs to come off the bench though. Like he's just not shooting the ball well, and it's been a while because he shot the ball poorly in the Lakers series, and he shot the ball poorly to open the season. But I mean, I'm not ready to write Clay off yet because he was great last year. Like he led the league in threes. He was good against the Kings. He was huge in game 5, I think it was, against the Kings. Like I think he's still a great shooter, obviously. I think he's still a good player. I think he's just in a really poor slump, and I think it's mental. I think Clay, I don't know if he listens, but I just think it's mental right now. And I'm not really worried about him. I'm definitely worried about the Warriors as a whole, but I'm not worried about Clay. I don't think it's smart. I don't think he needs to be benched. I mean, maybe you can start Moody a couple games, but like why? Like he just needs to hit shots. And if that's what we're worried about, like we have other problems, you know? He's stamped as a shooter.
Jared?
Yeah, I think two things. It's always like, Twitter is like freaking instant news, right? So it's like
So
this stuff's
funny.
they're talking about this stuff like while Steph's not playing. Like
Exactly. Well, that's what I was gonna say.
bro, like it's just like what happened to the Kings when Fox sat. Like
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
it's
always like it just goes to prove how great Steph is, honestly, like to command that much attention and to make it that much easier for everybody else.
yeah.
But I also think that the thing that's more concerning to me is like that Clay's defense isn't at the same like peak that it was like before, which
Yeah.
like I'm not saying that I'm not hating on him for that at all, because like he's played a lot of games. He's had a lot of injuries
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's like you can't expect someone to just be Tony Allen for 15 years, So it's
Yeah.
like that's like it's just how it is. But that's the tougher thing, is that if he's not if he wasn't making shots, he would go. I mean, people don't realize he would go streaky and get cold like another,
All the time.
but like he would lock up and like
Elite
that,
defender.
yeah. So like, and he would cut, and like there's other things he could do, and the threat of him going off was still there. But like the fact that he's not able to be like on that elite level of defense, I think is the more concerning part. The Warriors as a whole, their roster's just kind of all broken right now. So
Yeah. They're just too small. They're
yeah,
just too small.
yeah. Like they rolled Sarge out there at the 5 yesterday, man. Like,
And Sarge is playing great, but
yeah,
he's
I
not a
know.
5.
Yeah,
He's
like
not a 5.
they're just, yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what they do before the trade deadline, if they get anything done, or if they're just gonna kind of rock out. I mean, you got Draymond suspended for 5 games and all that, so it's like you get through all that, get Steph back, and see where they're at.
Yeah.
The tough, the toughest thing about it all is like, I just feel like they'll end up in the same position they ended up in last year. They're kind of in that same boat where it's like they start out really good, and then they hit a little hump, like, or a little like speed bump, and everybody else in the West is good too. Or people peak at
Mhm.
different times, and then like they end up in that 6 to 8 spot, and now you're gonna end up with a tough second round matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I'm on Twitter, but I don't tweet too often about the Warriors. It's like if I'm on Warriors Twitter, I'm more worried about Andrew Wiggins than I am Clay. Like the Clay hate is just annoying because of what he's done for so long. And Jared's right. He's not what he was defensively anymore. And honestly, like I think they're deep enough to where Clay doesn't have to be playing heavy minutes every single night. Like they have wings. They can play wings, and Clay doesn't need to be putting heavy load on his legs every single night. Like the core is older. Obviously, they can still play at a high level. Like there's no reason to be playing them 36 minutes a night when you've got guys like Moody off the bench and
Yeah,
Kuminga
and
and
Pods has
people
been
that can
playing
play.
well. Pods has been playing well.
He looks really good. He looks
Yeah,
really
he
good.
struggled in the beginning, but he's playing really well right now.
Yeah, he just does the right things out there.
Yeah, we'll
So
see.
I don't know. We could. There's a lot to talk on about them, but we don't have to do that.
No, all I was gonna say is I agree that I don't think it's time to hit the panic button on anybody if the best point guard of the league is not playing. Like it's just like, come on, it changes the whole team makeup.
Gravity,
Steph's
baby.
not
Gravity.
on the floor. Like the whole team
yeah.
makeup's gonna be different. So it's like obviously things are gonna be bad. So I just
And
just think it's funny.
And he was having a crazy season to start.
Yeah, and to your point about Wiggins versus Clay, I think Clay's just such an easier target for social media like dorks to get on him because like he does feed into that stuff. Not like
he does
on Twitter and stuff, but you can tell by the way he plays that like his little
he's a
extra
little
antics
chippy
and stuff.
Yeah, he's a little
it's like,
chippy.
bro, it's like beating like if you hate on Andrew Wiggins, it's like, bro, like okay, like he already went through his hate.
He doesn't
thing,
care.
Like, yeah,
he literally doesn't care.
Wanted to get paid,
and that's what's concerning. Yeah,
like
yeah,
because he looks like a shell of himself since he got back last year.
Yeah,
he just hasn't been the same. I don't know. I will say I am worried about him. But he doesn't look good.
Yeah,
I don't know if you are, Jared, but
I mean, I think it's still more of this. I don't know. I don't want to. I mean, I feel like Andrew is who Andrew is. Like we've seen this before. Like to
Yeah,
like
I think
I think like
I think Warriors fans just got used to how elite he was in that playoff run when they won the
right. And
championship.
well, yeah, and at that case, everybody, well, why don't we have Jordan Poole still then?
Right. Right.
Like, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's at that point, it's like it's just hard. I think the last thing I'll say about it is I think it's this time where it's hard for people to see like not I don't want to say dynasty, but it's hard for people to realize that like the team is dwindling. They're in the twilight. Like
Yeah,
that's the
for sure.
reality. Like there you can't do it for that long. Like you know, like it's LeBron is probably one of one in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, like
But
they
even
like
in that's
Shaq.
a one person thing. That's not a whole
Yeah,
team
right.
dynamic.
That's
You
not
know
a
what I mean?
team. Yeah, like think about like people don't realize, or well, some people might, I don't know. But like, I mean, Shaq jumped around like 7 teams the last like 4 years he played, just trying to like chase one
Yeah.
more championship to catch Kobe. And it's like Shaq was on the Suns at like 350, you know, like coming off the bench. And then he was on the Celtics at like 380 coming off the bench. Like backing up Kendrick Perkins. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Get the Warriors, they're just getting old. They're just getting
Yeah,
old.
they're
I
getting
mean, I
old,
think they
and
can still compete. They can still compete for sure, and I think they can still be really good if they make some moves or fix
yeah,
some things internally. But
the
they're
toughest part about
35 plus, man.
yeah, that I was gonna say the toughest part is that Steph is playing so good that it's like
That's what makes
you
it
get
hard as a
yeah
fan.
you just get frustrated because you're just like God, how are you the best player at this age for this long, and like you
Yeah.
guys are still struggling, but like that's what it is. That's why I just the Chris Paul trade I just like still can't. It's you know
Yeah.
you traded for an older point. Like right now, what should be happening is they should have like a 21-year-old like. They should have somebody like LaMelo Ball or something taking over and doing this stuff. You know what I mean? They should have a 22, 24-year-old point guard that they've been grooming, not a 39-year-old point guard who's like coming off the bench and taking over stuff.
Yeah.
Like go get Bones Highland or something. I don't know.
We're just rolling
Yeah, I mean,
pods.
we can. Yeah.
Huh?
Pods. He looks good, man.
Just
Pods
or
looks
just roll
good.
with pods.
Yeah, that's
Playing
fine
well.
too. I'm good. I'm good with that. Like I just that's the problem with what their timeline. They tried to do too much and tried to get too cute and then they screwed up.
They got super cute when they were bad. Like when Steph broke his hand and they were really bad. They just the whole Wiseman thing, and then they built a really good roster the year they won the championship, and then they tried to get cute again after that, and now they're seeing what happens.
Yep. So we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Let's get into the starting five. So internally within the Walk On Pod, we had a big brainstorming sesh about 2 weeks ago about a bunch of starting five topics, and we have a lot that we have I would say 4 or 5 in the chamber that we're pretty excited about, and this was one of them. So we have starting five brands / companies that we would want to be sponsored by. I think, in terms of aspirations for the pod, I think this is really good to get out there in case, you never know who hears this. So it could be big time for the brand as a whole. And yes, let me pull up our stats from last week.
I know I didn't win.
That's the
Last
first
week
time
was
for you to
College
ever say
Arenas,
that.
right?
No, that one hasn't been posted yet.
It was
Bucket list.
Oh,
Bucket
yeah,
list.
My bucket list
That was a
good.
fun one.
I won. Both. I won both. Somehow growing a man bun beat both your guys' out. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, what was mine? I'm looking.
Oh, Jared, I will
yeah.
say, do you want I had some feedback about yours. I don't know if you want to hear it or not, but
Yeah, let's hear it. I love feedback.
so people were saying that your bucket list had, I really think it was just one item that didn't really make sense as a bucket list, because for bucket lists, it's like something you want to do before you die, right? And playing
Yeah.
Kobe and MJ in their prime isn't really like an attainable thing. Like that's not
Mm.
that's like just like a dream scenario. That's not like a bucket list thing. So that's what people were
That's
like,
fair.
it doesn't really make sense.
I see the complaints for that. I see
Yeah.
that.
I like constructive
Like
criticism.
that was more of a dream. I don't think it was a bad idea.
Yeah.
It just didn't necessarily fit the prompt.
I didn't even
That
think
makes
about
sense.
that when Jared said it. That's fair.
Yeah, me neither. It was just
You
brought
were
to my
getting
attention a few
DoorDash, so
times.
You
you
were
could
getting
have,
DoorDash,
you
yeah,
could have thrown the flag
that's
if you were locked in.
that's on
No,
me.
I
That's
didn't.
on me for not holding Jared accountable. That didn't even I didn't even think
But
about that.
as I was putting the graphic together and stuff, I didn't even realize it. And then a few people said it to me, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess that doesn't really fit bucket list." It's just kind of
But
like
I also would
it
say
could be
though,
so
like
sick.
but there's also things that people have on their bucket list that they maybe never be able to accomplish.
Yeah, but at least like
Yeah.
something that is possible. Like that's impossible. What you
Yeah,
asked for is impossible.
that's probably true.
Probably true is.
Hey, you never know. The Doctor Strange movies have came out. There might be,
Okay.
Spider
Anyways,
Verse, all that.
as
Yeah, the
I was
multiverse
winner,
is strong right now, man.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with
On another
me.
timeline, Jared. On another timeline.
Me. I'm gonna start off the turn, and then we'll go. Let's go with Tommy, then Jared. Jared at the turn here. So I'll go ahead and kick us off with the point guard. My point guard. Um, I had to get this one off early. Again, I think I don't know if there's going to be similarities on our list, but this one is a very this one's more personal rather than for the brand itself. But I wanted a golf brand on my list for personal gain, for who I'd want to be sponsored by. And this brand, I wouldn't necessarily say is my favorite, but it's definitely one of the top of the top. And they do everything. You can get clubs, you can get clothes, you can get equipment, you can get it all. So give me Callaway at the point guard. I feel like in terms of the product they put out, it would make the most sense to be a great sponsorship that we would benefit the most in terms of golf apparel and whatnot. So give me Callaway golf at the point
I
guard.
call my people at TaylorMade, tell them to get a counter offer ready.
But see, TaylorMade doesn't like make clothes like that. I don't think, you know what I mean. So like Callaway,
Okay, that doesn't affect me.
but I'm saying if we get a
you know what
Callaway
graces his
sponsorship,
body.
but okay, but to my point, Callaway sponsorship checks all the boxes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair. I get it.
That's why I went with them, because I wouldn't say it's my favorite golf brand.
Heading to me, right?
Yeah.
My point guard, Luke went with a personal pick. I'll throw a personal pick at the 1 year as well. Let's go with these guys. We had a good thing going. I have a history with these guys. You guys are very familiar with them. I ride for this brand, and I would love to get completely represented by them one day, because they're my favorite pretzel on earth.
Oh my god!
Give me at the 1. Give me
Tom's
Dots
not winning
Pretzels
this
at the
list.
1.
Tom's not winning this
I would
list.
love to be represented by Dots Pretzels one day.
That's a crazy statement.
It's already over with.
Shout out to Dots Pretzels, man. I mean, this is a personal list, so
Oh, go ahead.
sorry
man.
if people hate on me for it. I think a
I'm
lot of
getting a
people
set of golf
appreciate
clubs.
Dots
You're getting a
Pretzels.
bag of pretzels. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
what are we
what-
talking-
I've got four other guys to
no,
help us.
I don't know about you, Tom, but
achieve our lineup.
hey, I only go big game hunting. I want all the big brands here.
Maybe
So,
maybe I'm just being realistic.
no, I'm shooting for the moon.
Yeah, me too. I'm dead. You guys will see. I'm shooting for the moon.
I'm shooting for the moon. So my point guard, this guy's all about vision. I feel like our whole starting 5, we always start with our point guard. I feel like they could really be synonymous with the walk-on pod. Give me Oculus at the point guard.
Interesting.
One.
Oculus
interesting.
for VR, baby.
You're just a big VR guy, like you.
Yeah, that's the future. Think about the
Oh my
walk-on
God.
pod in the metaverse, bro. That'd be crazy.
Jared would be in there watching his picks. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, damn, that's a good one. Oh my God."
That's hilarious.
All right, now at the shooting guard, this brand doesn't really have a lot of like athlete sponsorships. I think they finally have like done 1 or 2. I always wonder why, because I've always thoroughly enjoyed their product, and I feel like it makes the most sense. I have them at the shooting guard because it's all about hydration, and shooting guards, they can shoot. Jumpers are wet, so give me smart water at the shooting guard.
That's a good play.
Smart,
That's a good play.
smart water. But they don't do athletes. It's weird.
No, they might
They
not
just
have
like
That'd be
trust their
interesting.
product.
I was
Huh?
gonna
That is
say,
interesting.
I don't think they need to. Like,
Yeah, they just trust their product. So like I want to be on board with that.
you put in smart water in your top 3 waters.
Oh, that's number one. Other than the reverse
Really?
osmosis waters I get at my house.
Interesting.
I'm not putting it at
Interesting.
one. It's
I
a
would-
top three though.
I would take Jared as like
What?
I would take Jared as like a Fiji guy.
Heck no. No, I don't mess
Yeah.
with Fiji. I don't love
No.
spring water. I love pH perfection.
Core.
That's what I
As long
love.
as
Core
you don't
waters,
like
core
Arrowhead,
water.
I'm
Nah.
cool, man.
I'm more of a what's the other one I drink?
Essential.
I don't do Voss. No, I like Essential. Yeah,
Essential
no
is
Voss.
good.
Essential is
good.
essentially smart water. It's cheaper smart
It's
water.
Essentia.
Yeah.
It's Essentia, man. Don't
I was
do
gonna say Essentia.
Whatever, man. I'm not asking for
Alright,
them to
Tom.
sponsor me. I'm asking for smart water. I don't
Yeah.
Smart
care.
water. That's
Yeah,
that's a smart play.
guys, I hate to be that guy. Okay. And
I don't really care.
I'm just gonna seal a pick here because I know it's in someone's lineup, and I'm sorry, but I want to be sponsored by this brand. So down the line, when I'm sponsored by this brand and I have my own brand within this brand, I know Jared will still buy it because he's gonna love the Tommy Ball Lululemon collab. Okay, give me Lululemon at my
See, that
two.
doesn't feel like that. Just feels like a
That's a
clear
stab at
stab
me.
pick.
Yeah,
that was
that's
just
like
like-
he like you don't even wear Lulu. I don't even know what you're talking
I
about.
have
I'm
some
currently
Lulu,
wearing Lulu,
okay?
by the way.
And so I just don't have the pockets right now to make my wardrobe completely Lulu, although I wish I could. So why not get a sponsorship from them and rock it out?
No, I think that was a tactical GM move. You just went and stole someone else's, draft pick.
I said it.
That's-
It was literally the
that's
first
fine.
thing I said. It was literally the
That's-
first thing
yeah,
I said,
no,
Jared. I'm
it's a
sorry.
tactical
I'm
play.
sorry.
He's the waiver wire warrior right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Guy I'm
exactly.
playing. Mike, the guy
Unfortunately-
I'm playing needs a defense. I'm gonna take the top
I'm
defense.
just gonna
That's
say
what
Yeah,
you just did.
unfortunately, guys, sometimes in life you got to be sly. You've got to be dirty, and I had to do
Yes.
it right there.
That's fine.
Some may say tricky. All right, my shooting guard. Again, so I got my personal pick out the way. The rest of these are very realistic picks. Like, I wouldn't say realistic in the sense that like we're in their ballpark, but realistic in the sense that like logistically it makes a lot of sense as to why I would want their sponsorship. So give me YouTube. If we were sponsored by YouTube, they could just plug us into the algorithm and then
That'd be
we're just
cool.
accumulating views, right? They could just
That'd be
plug
good.
us with ads. They could plug us with getting on people's For You page or whatever it's called on YouTube. So give me YouTube sponsorship. I think it would be incredible. Usually you just got like imagine watching, on
It's a
YouTube
very good
TV,
pick.
get free YouTube TV, Sunday ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like now we're just
Yeah, It's a very
balling.
good
So
pick.
that was my another big realistic pick. And then we're gonna move to our small forward again. Dynamic duo on the wings here when it comes to the technology side of things. And of course, you need that when you're running a podcast like we do through Zoom. Give me Sony. Give me Sony at the small forward. Now, Sony, there's it's a double-edged sword. Now, we could get a ton of great podcast equipment from Sony, right? They could plug us with the best webcams, the best mics, the best headphones, best recording equipment. We'd be set, right? But then at the same time, I'm gonna have a PS5 sitting here. You know what I mean? So like we personally benefit and our podcast grows. So I just feel like this is a phenomenal pick that I had to get out.
That's a great
Sony
pick.
at the small forward.
It's a great
Yeah.
pick. I will see a small forward. Small forward. We want a heavy hitter here. I think this brand is on the rise. Some will still say that there are better options out there, but I think this brand is one that I'm going to pick at a gas station, at Costco. Give me Body Armor at the 3. I'm a big fan of what Body Armor brings to the table. I love their sports drinks. I think it'd be awesome to be sponsored by them, get free Body Armors all the time, and they have good water too. So give me some Body Armor.
Nice play. Nice play.
Yeah, that's cool.
They
Now-
they do have water. That's a good point. I didn't think
They
about
do
that.
have
Yeah.
water. They do have good waters.
Now, the way I coach my team up, we don't run from stuff. We don't run from any kind of adversity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my small forward. Just like Drew Holiday, he's going to seatbelt Tommy's shooting guard because my Lululemon sponsorship is going to lock Tommy's Lulu brand down. So at the small forward, give me the true Lulu.
Would you still buy my brand of Lulu or no?
Sick.
No, I'd rather buy Jordan
You
Clarkson.
wouldn't buy my. I was gonna say you're gonna go with Clarkson over T-ball.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty screwed, man. It's pretty messed up, Jared. I would buy your brand, bro.
I don't need my own brand. They do it for me. Power forward. Now, like I said, I'm going heavy hitters. This brand has some of the coolest ads and some of the coolest billboards that you see if you go to the city and stuff like that. It'd be cool to see the walk on pod on one of these billboards. So at the power forward, this guy's top. Give me Apple. Want an Apple
Nice.
sponsorship? Free phones, free computers.
Very good play.
Like,
Goes without saying.
yeah, come on.
Yeah.
We can get a walk-on pod specialty drop of a color of an iPhone. Instead of titanium, you could get like, the walk-on orange.
You could get Jared's face on it.
Yes.
That would be crazy.
With the cut, though,
That
not
would
the
be
rough
crazy.
look, just the cut.
You need the taper in there.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that'd be
At the
awful.
four for me, let's keep it rolling with heavy hitters. I myself, am a big Xbox guy. I'll come out and say it. So why not get sponsored by Microsoft? Give me Microsoft at the 4.
All your guys'
But-
list is purely based on getting free stuff for yourself.
Precisely.
My last two
But
explanations
there's
were
more than just the
pod
Xbox.
driven.
There's more than just the Xbox that comes with Microsoft. They've got great computers, so that could help out with our podcasting as well. With plenty of other things, Microsoft would be a wonderful company to be sponsored by, and I would love to represent them every day of the week.
Jared, in yours aren't you have water and Lululemon and like in Apple? What do you?
I feel like we would resonate with Smart Water really well as a group.
Okay, and you're telling me how much benefit am I getting from YouTube versus the podcast? That's crazy. Maybe watch a couple extra football games every Sunday. That's it. Like
You said I get free YouTube TVs and the NFL Sunday ticket, and then you said I get it, I got a PS5 over here.
that was for
isn't
Sony.
Isn't this the point of list, Jared? I'm confused.
That's what
on
I'm
why that's an
saying.
issue.
Wait, but no, I don't like how you threw us under the bus for you just said Lulu and it's the same motivation. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't make any
yeah.
sense.
I don't know.
Crazy. And Apple.
Birds
I
of
thought
the,
that was-
birds,
I
birds
thought
of
it
the
was
same
literally-
feather.
I
Birds
thought
of the
this was
same
literally
feather.
the
I'm
point of
just,
the list.
That's
I'm just saying.
not the saying. That's not the saying. All right, so power forward to Jared's point. This is a personal one, but this is one. But this is one that I think. I thought about this one. We're all so I don't know if the listeners of the Walk On Pod. We haven't gone too deep into the cooking habits of us three, but I think I can confidently say I'm the best chef out of the three of us. Jared's
Oh
a,
yeah, I'll
Jared's a
give you that title.
microwave chicken nugget guy, and Tommy I think is just a little too young to really
See,
know
look,
what his
that's just not
capabilities are.
right. That's just not true
Um,
at all. I do not
but-
microwave my chicken nuggets. I definitely get the oven up to 425, and then I turn them. I turn them halfway over. I do 9 minutes, and then I flip them in 9 more minutes. All right.
Yeah,
So
all right, all right. Just say you want to get
here's-
sponsored by an air fryer for your 5, and let's move it on. All right.
No, so here's the thing. No, this is the 4 first off, and second off,
I know.
The thing
I was
is-
talking to Jared.
oh yeah, to
No,
Jared's
I don't need
point,
an air fryer.
the fact that he didn't argue with me that he's a chicken nugget kid, the fact is he argued with me how he makes his chicken nuggets proved my point.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm going with a kitchen appliance brand that I think is leading the charge in terms of innovation. And for us, that's where we're trying to make our way in the podcast game, right? And I think the cooking / chef / kitchen audience is one that we really aren't tapped into. So I think this would just help grow the brand in general. Give me Ninja. I think Ninja products are phenomenal. From blenders to air fryers to I have a new drink machine in here. Like, come on, man, they just do it all at a high level. So give me Ninja
Nice.
with the Walk On Pod. I just think that would be spectacular. And then at the
Nice.
5, this is another shooting for the stars pick, but I came down to earth and remembered our roots. Now, when I was thinking about the heavy hitter that I need my 5 to be, it would have been easy to choose, like a Fly Emirates or like a Four Seasons hotel type beat. But I was like, let's remember our roots. Where are we from? What do we really know? So I just want the Southwest Airlines.
Great pick.
Like that's a humble airline pick. I feel like I'm not shooting for the like I said, the Fly Emirates. I don't need that. I just need a couple flights. Domestic
You
flights.
sure it's not
what I'm
Emiratis?
saying? I don't think so.
I
There's
mean, now
no
he's just being
way.
a dickhead. Now
There's
he's just being
no
a dickhead.
shot. There's no chance. But yeah, Southwest, I think would be a really, really good sponsorship. Imagine one of those planes flying through and you see it landing. Instead of that like iconic blue you just see the orange with our faces on the back. Like I think that could really move mountains. And then boom, see now I already got the ideas cooked up. Now when people pull down their little foldable or their a tray table, little QR code, go ahead and subscribe to the pod. I'm just saying,
That's
man,
crazy.
There's a lot of things that I think we could benefit from, and then obviously, we would get the flights off, and that would be big time. So give me Southwest Airlines.
I like where your head's at, Luke. I like where your head's at, Luke. And I'll back you up here, man. All right, you can control the skies with your brand. And I'll take care of the roads. But you know what? I don't want to get too bougie. Let's just go with reliable and tough. All right, give me Honda. I want to be sponsored by Honda at the 5. All right, Honda just drops the most reliable cars out there. All right, we're gonna have orange wrapped Honda Accords with our faces rolling through cities, and it's gonna be incredible.
Do you think that I feel like we would resonate more with Subaru? I don't know.
I'm a Honda guy.
Explain that.
I'm a Honda guy myself. Yeah, I'm confused on the Subaru call.
Subaru is a very unassuming brand, such as a walk-on. That time and time again, they come through and are great for the kids, are finding ways to be not only reliable, but consistent in times of need. And they're fit to make through hard times, such as hard weather, any terrain, great gas mileage. They overcome adversity that's in front of them at a high level. So I think that's Walk On Pod and Subaru right there.
As good of a
Hopefully
monologue
someone
as
from
that
Subaru
was,
is listening, because that was incredible.
as good of a monologue as I was, I just think Honda is such an everyday guy.
It is.
And just so reliable, consistent that it fits with what we need exactly. And like I said, I'll take care of the roads, man. Give us Honda. Luke's got the skies. Jared, I don't know if you want to tag along here, but
You're shooting with Amtrak.
the option's there for you, brother.
No.
The option is right there for you.
I feel like this at my center just he embodies everything we need to get off the ground and to be able to take our brand to like ultimate heights. It's probably the most important company in the world right now, at least in the last 3 years. And I feel like they need us to help give them that small town feel back, just how they started. Like Luke's talked about getting back to the roots. So at center, give me Amazon. Amazon.
You think Amazon needs us?
They need us. Bezos, if you're listening, you need us.
You need us.
I'll be honest. Amazon was my 5 before Luke took the air traffic controller.
You see what I'm saying, man? Tommy's
just
Tommy's list today is just pure defense. I think. I don't know.
That's why.
Which I'm not knocking. I just had to say it. I'm not knocking. That's a draft.
Yeah,
strategy.
Amazon at the center. Amazon at the center. I feel like it could really help us. We get our merch off the ground. We could get on Amazon Prime. We could get on Amazon, the Prime TV. Like we could have our own TV show. We could have a cartoon.
Yeah.
We
should have watched
shop, but really the Walk On Pod.
Yeah.
The shop, but with the Walk On boys.
Yeah.
I love that collab.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna let it go. My walk on. Now, I feel like this is another brand that came out of nowhere that we can really resonate with. They are a pioneer in their industry, and they catch a lot of hate. I catch a lot of hate sometimes, but I feel like, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. Give me Tesla at the walk on. Tesla.
Nice. That's lovely. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
Scott.
help the environment. You know what I'm saying?
We have a literal
I would
hater
never.
in the top
I
left
would never
screen. So
consider Tesla.
You said what?
Tesla's on my overrated list. I'm just saying I would
Yeah.
never. They're on my overrated list, but
Yeah. Okay. Have you driven one before?
well, to each their own. Yeah, I have, and I hate how it breaks when I take my foot off the gas.
Yeah. All
I
right.
hate it.
So what you're
That's
saying
my
is you're one
pet
of those
peeve.
guys. You're one of those guys that wants to jam on his brakes.
If that's what you want to call it, sure. But
That's how
why is
the
the car
HRV
braking
drives.
when I release the gas? I don't know.
Yeah. He wants those
Anyway,
Honda hydraulic
my
brakes.
walk on. Jared's gonna not have a slight snarky comment after I give this walk on because I can't wait for this brand to take off because it's due, man. It's due, and I want to be represented by it. I've got the hoodie right here. I'm looking at it. Give me the KI brand.
Yeah.
I want to be
there we
represented
go.
by the KI brand.
That's a real Homer pick that I like.
it's not even.
Yeah,
It's not
I'm
even the
looking at
name.
I'm looking at the hoodie right
I
now,
might.
and
I might
it's
throw a
just so
flag because you
elite
don't
that I
even know
can't
the
wait to
name
have
of the
more.
brand. I might throw
What?
throw a flag.
Killer Instinct?
You- No,
no.
Jared knows what I'm
What?
talking
KI
about.
Hoops?
There's a name. No, there's a name to the brand, man, and it was said. In
Oh,
the
Tom, you
clothing line.
fumbled.
Damn. All right.
I'll let
can
it.
switch
I'll
it
let
if
it
we
slide.
want.
I'll let
I
it
can
slide.
switch
I'll
it
let
to a
it
different
slide.
pick. I
No,
can switch it
we
to a
let it.
different
No,
pick if
because we
want.
want it on there. We want to get the KI brand.
No,
We want to
but
get it
Yeah,
going.
no,
Luke,
no. I'm
but
putting.
Luke
No, you're
ruined
right.
the
You're
moment.
right.
No, but
I
Luke
didn't ruin the
ruined
moment.
moment.
I was just real. I'm
Luke
real.
ruined the moment. No, I'm taking off
It's
my list
KI
now. I'm taking off my
Unlimited.
list now.
It's KO.
All
No,
right.
no. We
well,
need it on.
Luke,
We want it
Luke
for pub. We want it
unfortunately
for
ruined
pub.
the moment, guys. Luke
No.
unfortunately ruined the moment. So give me.
You're gonna kill
give
Jared.
me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna kill it, and I'm gonna go with our guy Ike. Give me Just Keep Going Worldwide as my walk on. I'd love to be represented by them one day.
That's crazy. Okay. It's a good
I'm
pivot,
kidding.
I
You
guess.
can
But
you can put KI on there if you want.
KI Unlimited was the name we were looking for.
The moment kind of got ruined.
No, it's fine. I
mean, the
I'm a
hoodie doesn't
stickler on
even
these.
say KI Unlimited.
But that's because the KI is the name of the company, but the brand, the clothing brand.
People
is
really don't know
unlimited.
that either.
Yeah.
The two people that apparently might have known the name were right here.
Well,
KI
when it
Unlimited.
takes
Good
off,
pick,
I'll
though.
be wearing KI Unlimited
It's
socks when
it's a
nobody else
fantastic-
is.
Yeah.
Good call. All right, so I have two. I have
Wait,
one
two?
that because I have one that I'm very okay if you guys throw the flag because it's a little unorthodox, and then I have a second one that I like too. My first one is a person. It's a person that I think the Walk On Pod would benefit from, and you guys can say it's not a brand, not a company, so that's why I'm okay with it. The flag being thrown, and I have my backup. I got Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban as my walk on. If
I'll
he
let him
wants to
fly.
sponsor
I'm
us,
good with that.
because I think
Is
think about it.
he a brand?
That's what he's an investor, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think Mark Cuban would argue he's a brand. But for what
I think
he
I have to
stands
throw
for,
a flag on that.
That's like Coach Prime.
yeah. I mean,
But
no,
what does
but
Mark
I mean,
Cuban What does Mark
he-
Cuban have trademarked that makes him a brand?
no,
You know what I mean?
like I said,
Like
I
I
understand
like
why the
the
flag would be
pick.
flown.
I like that pick, Luke. But if we're gonna have a brand, I don't know.
It's fine.
I don't
No,
know. I just don't know
like
that
I said,
Mark
it's fine.
Cuban is a brand. If you said like the Dallas Mavericks,
I don't want to be sponsored by the
Shark
Mavericks.
Shark Tank.
No, I want to be sponsored by the one who's going to really help us reach the
Take us to the
audiences
next
that we've
level,
been
yeah.
trying to reach, and that's Mark Cuban.
Jared, that flies for you.
Yeah, I'm good with
No,
it
it's
because I
fine.
like Mark Cuban.
we can. I'll give you my backup, and if you want to have the verdict,
All right, what's the backup?
The backup is very personal, but I think we'd all benefit from it based off of our likes and interests. It would just elevate our brand as a whole and our swag. And I had Stock X as my backup walk-on pick.
I
We
like
just have the flies. We'd have the flies kicks on court. You know what I'm saying? Jared would stunt on sport courts every day. Tommy and I on the
I
court.
don't do that already? That's crazy.
You don't sometimes. You're rolling the musty old kicks, which is good. That's sticking to our roots.
I'd beat a singular pair to grass cutter levels.
Never
and then
mind.
switch
We
to my new one.
don't need StockX, I guess. Never mind. I would be beating like $1,000 shoes to the treads.
Yeah, I mean that's
look. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want me to go,
I'm good with
StockX over
I'm
Mark
good with
Cuban,
StockX. Let's go
I'm good with
StockX.
Mark Cuban. I mean, if you want Mark Cuban, that's fine.
Just flip a coin.
Yeah,
I'll put
flip a coin.
StockX for
Make your
for
decision.
Tommy's point. That's Mark Cuban is not technically a brand, but for him to, I think he would be. He would
Yeah,
definitely
if
elevate
Mark
what we're
wants
trying
to
I definitely
be,
like
if
it would
Mark
be
wants to
very
be,
it would
wants
be
to
a very
sponsor us,
good.
I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah, I would never say no. I'm just saying to our list,
Yeah, no,
Mark
and
Cuban
that's why I try to
himself
make
is not a brand.
a cheeky play at the walk on.
It's like it's not necessarily Travis Kelce at receiver level, but
How about what do we think about them?
Why are you
is that
trying to
our
put me in
guys
a bad
over at
mood?
Raising Canes? Shout out
I'm
to
sorry,
our
what?
guys over at Raising Canes.
You're
man.
not a serious
good
human
company.
being for going there.
Just
Good company
delivering
over.
high level chicken tenders.
Their chicken
for
tenders are
failure.
mid, and their sauces are worse.
God, all right, let's go, man. I'm telling you, if Raising Cane's hits my DM one day, the Walk On Pod DM, I'm accepting it with open arms.
As you should.
I'll be the anti-hero then.
I'm not consulting the group.
Don't consult the group, Luke. Please don't.
Yeah.
If anybody ever hits us with over a certain amount of followers, don't ever even ask.
No, believe me, I'm ready to sell out.
Is Jared ready to sell out?
It's too late for
No.
this. We need to wrap this up. It's too late for
No,
this.
I'm not ready. All right. Well, with that being said, since Luke's going to talk about things that aren't on brand, what's on brand for me is 50 chips a night. It doesn't matter what clubs I sign with because my single handicap looks in sight.
What's the handicap right now, Jay?
Based on today.
Based on
not
today,
how I
man.
handicap. That's not how I handicap
What's
It's
the
not how it
handicap?
works.
at all. Not
Maybe
how
that's
I
how
had a
it works
good
in
I had
my
a good
team.
I had a good day today. So
Get out.
that's all I'm gonna
That's a
say.
good
Not gonna
one.
knock the kid.
Yeah,
I wish
I had
that's
a
how
good day.
handicap works because I would be a scratch golfer essentially. But we're not.
You had a good
Um,
day.
Yeah,
I
no,
had a
I'm
good
still not a
day.
single yet, but I'm getting there.
Luke had a good day, I hope. I hope all our listeners had a great day. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for listening. These are your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.